Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and let's talk heroes and zeros. Let's talk Assange and McGregor. Why? Why would I dare compare those two people? One person is a mixed martial arts superstar, and the other person we should really be thanking for exposing high-level government corruption on all levels. One is a hero, and one is a zero. Yet the public perception is just so messed up that seems to be inverted. What do I mean? Well, you look at a guy like Julian Assange, gets almost no positive media coverage whatsoever. None of our politicians want to talk about him. Most people didn't even know that he had a hearing on Friday. Okay, so Assange has a hearing on Friday. He's not even supposed to be in jail anymore, but they have him in basically the quote-unquote Guantanamo Bay of the UK, all right? And now this hearing is basically said in the next hearing he has to show up in person. But the fact of the matter is they're trying to extradite him for essentially what amounts to war crimes in this country. A 14-part indictment which criminalizes publishing, which criminalizes free speech, which criminalizes the ability for us to know what our dark overlords are up to. And 34 watching, 8 thumbs up. Let's thumbs this video up. Now, McGregor, on the other hand, let's go to Friday for McGregor. By the way, both in Europe, right? Allegedly, now we have McGregor in another sexual assault situation. Should be front page news everywhere, right? We should be hearing about it here. No, not a word. Not a word. So we have a new sexual assault allegation against McGregor, now confirmed by the Gardaí. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but that's the Irish police. It's barely being reported on in Europe, and forget about the United States. You know why? Assange hurts people's ability to make money. He hurts war profiteers. He hurts the predator class. However, Conor McGregor, as violent as we've seen him, punching an old man in a bar because he didn't want his shitty whiskey, throwing people's phones on the ground, that's the guy we hail as a hero. As a hero because he makes people money. He's the biggest draw in sports right now. And people like Ari Emanuel, the head of WME Entertainment, are very powerful. The UFC is very powerful. ESPN, which is owned by Disney, Disney is one of the most powerful companies out there right now. It's unfathomable how large they've grown into every realm. So that's why, to this day, let's say you went on the Xbox Live store or the PS3 store and you wanted to get the latest UFC video game, UFC 3 or whatever, Undisputed. Who's on the cover? Conor McGregor. Did they take that off after in April it finally came out in a whitewash of the reporting on his sexual assault? No. And by the way, it was a brutal rape and sodomy where the woman was beaten and he knew her. And he did this in front of people. That's what all the reports said. Please watch my previous video where I read through all that evidence. They're not rumors. They're from police sources. And yet, what? Let's prop this guy up. Let's give him another fight. He'll be returning. They tried to make that cowboy fight. They're trying to make a Gaethje fight. I don't ever want to see the guy fight in a cage again. He needs to be in a prison cell. That's the only cage that Conor McGregor deserves at this point. All right? And I implore all of you that have mothers, sisters, nieces, like my girls over here enjoying some basketball, that care about justice, to get these videos out to people and explain to them that this guy is an utter monster and he does not deserve to be idolized. And that's what really makes me sick, man. Think about how many celebrities have been taking pictures or gotten autographs or video with the guy, huh? Think about it. It's a multitude of them. Stop it, Karma. Stop it. It's a multitude of them. All right? And, you know, with this Me Too, Them Too movement, stop. Guess what? They never once brought his name up. None of them. None of them. Zero. And yet these same kind of celebrities will demonize Julian Assange. Our politicians won't even, think about talking about him in a positive manner. Bernie Sanders, who's one of the front runners in the Democratic Party. Stop it, Karma. Front runners in the Democratic Party, right? He won't even comment on it. He won't comment on the Assange situation. All right? So that's why we got a lot of zeros out there. And this is another one. I mean, I pray to God that I'm not going to have to start going to press conferences and bringing this stuff up, because there's no follow-up on it either. Dana White was asked about a month ago, and I did a video on this, on what was going on with those sexual assault allegations on McGregor. And he's like, well, I don't know anything about it. And he's like, but when I did talk to him about it, he said it wasn't him. Well, we know it's him, 100%. You could have maybe gotten away with that answer before April, but even the American media finally confirmed that, yes, that December sexual assault. Now, 10 plus months ago, guys, 10 plus months ago was McGregor. So all you fanboys out there that don't get it, come on, man. Come on. Look into your heart. Look into your soul. And ask yourself, just because someone puts on the gloves and gets into a cage or grabs a bat and hits a grand slam, does that mean they're a good person? Or should people be judged on their actions outside of the sports arena? You know, give me a break. And it is shameful that the MMA media had, first of all, they ignored it. Jason Burmis was the only person in the United States making multiple videos of this, talking about how the police talked about it being a brutal assault, how she had serious injuries, how she was hesitant and scared to even give testimony because of the people that he was surrounded by, how he was on a 2-day coke and alcohol bender. And those things are still obfuscated to this day. Now we have another assault. And I don't know the details of this one. I can't tell you what happened. This one happened a little earlier, apparently at 9 p.m. So maybe it's not as serious. And I don't know how it could be as serious as the other one. But you just watch how many people begin to conflate and distort things and say, oh, you know, these are rumors. No, they're not rumors. And it is shameful that nobody in the MMA media is talking about this. Joe Rogan's not talking about this. Luke Thomas isn't talking about this. Ariel Helwani is not going to be talking about this. If you want some MMA media to talk about it, it's going to be me and John Fitch tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Monday with our second Mixed Martial Mindset podcast. So please, please, please go tune into that, because it's going to be ultra important, ultra informative, and from the inside on a top-level fighter's perspective of why these things occur. And, you know, I basically said it, money and power rules the day. And when you're in Ireland and they have an 8% conviction rate for the women that do come forward on sexual assault. Think about that. Think about that. 92% of sexual assaults in Ireland do not get convictions. That's insane. That's insane. There's no way 9 plus out of 10 women are lying when they go to the police, when we already know many of the victims of sexual assault never speak up. That's a disturbing number. And then you put the money and power that McGregor has behind it, and it looks like another whitewash, another cover-up, another thing nobody seems to want to talk about. And on the flip side, with Assange, who is a true hero, it's people like Unity for Jay and Action for Assange and Teller Hudak and Christy Doff that are keeping that alive. And Slow News Day, if you haven't checked out Slow News Day, Steve from Slow News Day, please go check that out as well. But it's really up to us. It's up to you watching this to now take this information, find it, not only post it to social media, but maybe discuss it in person with friends and family and say, hey, how do you feel about this? Don't you think that this should be a bigger story? Don't you think that we should be having a discussion about this on a national level? But instead, what are we talking about? We're talking about impeaching Trump over some fake whistleblower claims. Not even a real whistleblower. Look, you want real whistleblowers? I did a video yesterday on John Carricow, okay, who not only blew the whistle on the grave abuses and torture that was going on via the CIA in Iraq and beyond, in Guantanamo Bay, Abu Ghraib, and other black sites, how it was standard practice to pull off this torture. But if you watched my video, you saw that he also exposed that in many cases, the CIA would procure children to be sexually assaulted by their assets. Let that sink in. The next time you talk about how we need to trust our intelligence community, the next time that you just believe something because it's told to you by the mainstream media and the military industrial complex. Guys, that being said, please thumbs this video up, share it with others. If you're new to the channel, now's the time to subscribe, become a member of the Burmese Brigade. We are 35,000 plus strong, and we are going to continue to grow to 40,000, 50,000, 100,000. That is a promise with your help. And if you can, please consider supporting me on my GoFundMe. I give everything away for free, 5, 10, 15 bucks. It means the world to me. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip side.